Chapter 9 Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, O Rukmini's consort, O you who lives on the bank of Chandrabagha, adores flute and blesses saints. You are the savior of the fallen and giver of blessings. Greatness of a great cannot exist without the presence of small ones, and God cannot get his importance without the existence of sinners. O God, please remember that because of we, the sinners, you are called the Savior. Paras has importance because its touch turns iron into gold. Godavari is called the Holy River because it receives into it water from all the small brooks. O Madhav, overthink this and give a helping hand to this Dasgan to save him from drowning. One Kirtankar named Govind Bua Taklikar once came to Shegaon to perform Kirtan. There was an ancient temple of God Shiva at Shegaon, and it was renovated by a rich man named Mote. Nowadays, rich people are not fond of temples, and instead they like motors, cars, and cycles. However, Mote Saukar was not that type. Though rich, he was a believer in God, and that was why he got a temple renovated. So the temple was commonly called the Mote's Temple. Now listen to this story. Govind Taklikar camped in the above-mentioned Mote's temple, and had tied his horse in front of the main door. The horse had very bad habits, like kicking anybody coming near it and off biting. It frequently snapped ropes, never stayed steady, and at times used to run away in jungles. Day and night it used to bray and had developed very bad habits. Govind Bua had got specially prepared iron chain for it, but had forgotten to bring the same with him on his trip to Shegaon. The horse was somehow tied to a rope and he slept in the temple. It was past midnight and everything had drowned in pitch darkness. Night birds, creating fearful sounds, were searching for their feed. All doors of the village were closed, and there was dead silence all around. Nobody was seen on the roads. At that time, Shri Gajanan came to the place where the horse was tied. Saints' birth on this earth is ordained by gods to improve the bad people, and as medicine cures diseases, the saints help remove the wickedness from the disillusioned people. So Shri Gajanan Maharaj on that night came to the horse and happily slept under its four legs. He was reciting his usual mantra, Gajanan Ganatabote, the meaning of which nobody knew. My interpretation of the symbolic bhajan is as follows. Gani means count, individual soul. Gan means a devotee, who is not different from Brahma, and to suggest that the word Ganat is used. Bote appears to be a corrupt form of Bate, meaning individual soul is Brahma himself and not anything different from it. There are two versions of this bhajan, but we need not bother about it as we are concerned about the story only. So Shri Gajanan Maharaj slept under the four legs of the horse and was reciting the above bhajan. The horse stood still as if tied by the chain of his bhajan. Govind Bua was all the time afraid of this horse and so frequently used to get up and see it. When he saw the horse standing still, it was a surprise for him, and he thought that it might be due to some illness. It was quite unusual, as the horse was never silent like this before. So anxiously, he went to the horse and was astonished to see that somebody was sleeping below its stomach. When he carefully looked, he found that Sri Gajanan Maharaj was sleeping there. He now knew the reason for the stillness of the horse. It was due to Sri Gajanan Maharaj that the horse kept quiet, like the fragrance of musk driving away all the bad smell. Govind Bua prostrated, put his forehead on the feet of Maharaj and said, O Maharaj, you are really Gajanan, who clears up all obstructions. I have seen and experienced this today. My horse being very wicked, all were afraid of it, and so you have come to do away with its wickedness. It has got very bad habits, like suddenly jumping and kicking while walking. I was fed up with it and had offered to sell it, but nobody would purchase it, not even for free. It is good that you obliged me by calming down this animal. Horse of a preacher like me should be a gentle one. Tiger is harmful in the house of a cowherd. Thus, the horse suddenly became gentle, and thereby Sri Maharaj manifested his power to save even animal life from going on a bad path. Then he said to the horse, O friend, don't be naughty hereafter, and leave all your bad habits here only. Remember that you're standing in front of Lord Shiva, and so should behave like a bull. Do not trouble anybody henceforth. Saying so, Sri Gajanan, who controlled the behavior of an animal, went away. Next day, while Sri Gajanan Maharaj was in the garden, Govind Bua came there riding his horse. All people of Shegaon knew very well this horse of Govind Bua and were afraid of it. When they saw it coming, one of them said, Govind Bua, why have you brought this trouble with you here? This horse will harm the ladies and the children here. Thereupon Govind Bua said that Shri Maharaj had made him sober last night, and it had abandoned all its bad habits. Nobody should be afraid of it any more. The horse was left free under a tree, and it stood there for an hour without any rope or chain. There were a lot of vegetables and grass around, but the horse did not touch them at all. See how powerful are the saints, who could control even animal life and change its habits? In praise of Maharaj, Govind Bua chanted as follows. Nobody in the world is able to understand your actions. Your blessings can bring around any villain. Please place your hand on my head as my benefactor. So praising him, Govind Bua left for Dakli on his horse. Every day, people used to come to Shega with the intentions of getting fulfillment of some desire or the other. Among them were two persons from Bharapur, who on their way vowed to offer ganja to Shri Gajanan Maharaj the next time to get their wish fulfilled. They believed that Shri Gajanan Maharaj liked ganja more than sweets. Next time they came to Shegaon but had forgotten to bring ganja. They felt shy and vowed to bring twice the quantity next time. Next time they again forgot to bring it. Seeing them, Shri Gajanan Maharaj said to Bhaskar, look the way people behave. They vow to do something and forget it. They are Brahmins by caste and do not know that Brahmins should behave as they preach. That is why this caste has lots of superiority. When they vow something and forget, how can they expect to get their desires fulfilled? Bhaskar, one should adhere to what he speaks or vows to get the blessings of God. These words hurt them very much. And they looked at each other in surprise. These words hurt them very much. And they looked at each other in surprise to see that Maharaj knew everything that was in their mind. When they saw that Shri Gajanan Maharaj knew everything about their vow and subsequently failing to fulfill it, they got up to go to the market to bring the ganja immediately. Thereupon Shri Maharaj said, why are you now crying over spilt milk? I have no craze for ganja, so don't go to the market now. Only remember that one should keep up his vows and promises to deserve the God's blessings, as others don't get them. Now you go and bring ganja only on the fulfillment of desire. It will be fulfilled next week. But remember to come here 5 times for the darshan of Shri Shiva, by whose blessings Kuber became rich. Go and prostrate before him, and do not forget to bring ganja the next time. One should not violate the vows to gods and saints. They accordingly bowed to Lord Shiva and returned to Bharapur. Next week they, after fulfillment of their wish, came to Shegaon to offer ganja as per vow. Now listen to another story of Bharapur. Balakrishna of Bharapur was a great devotee of Sri Ramdas Swami. His wife Putalibai was an equally pious lady, and they both used to visit Sajjangarh every year on foot. The journey started in the month of Paush with a horse to carry their luggage and had 3 things with them: a kubari, a small dari, and the sacred book of Dashboard. His piousness was free of any ego. They accepted alms of food in the villages on their way, and the same food was offered to Sri Ram before eating. Every year, he used to leave Bharapur with his wife on the 9th Vadya of Paush month. On the way, they continuously chanted the name of Ram, and thus, with Ram Nam on the lips, they traveled via Shegaon, Kamgaon, Mehkar, Deolgaon Raja, and Jalna, where they paid respects to Sri Anand Swami. Then, from Jalna to Jump, the birthplace of Sri Ramdas Swami, where they used to stay for 3 days. From there, they went to Divara, Bid, Mohari, Baleshwar, and Domgaon, the place of Kalyan, the 8th devotee of Sri Ramdas Swami. Thereafter to Narsinghpur, Pandharpur, Natepur to Shinghapur, Vayat Satra, and thus used to reach Sajjangarh on the 1st day of Magh month to attend the celebrations of Magh Navami. As an offering to Sri Ramdas Swami, he used to feed Brahmins to the extent possible. He was a real Ramdasi, difficult to find one like him nowadays. After the celebrations of Das Navami, he used to return the same way he followed for going there. This routine continued for years till he became 60 years old. On the eve of starting his return journey, he sat near the samadhi of Sri Ramdas Swami with tears in his eyes, and with extreme grief said, O all-powerful Ramdas Swami, O my teacher and guide, I have become old now, and as such it is not possible for me to come here all this way hereafter on foot, and even journey by vehicle also appears to be difficult for me. I could follow this routine of annual visits so far, but it may not be possible hereafter. You know that any sacred devotional routine to be followed needs good health. Praying thus, Balakrishna went to sleep. In the dream, he saw Sri Ramdas Swami saying to him, "Don't get so despaired. You need not come to Sajjangar hereafter. I am very much pleased by your devotion, and so wish to celebrate Navami at your home next year. I will come to you that time. That is my promise. Expenditure of the celebration of Navami should be within your means." Balakrishna was very happy over the dream. He returned to Bharapur with his wife. Now listen to what happened next year at Bharapur. Balakrishna started the celebration of Ramdas Navami on the first day of Magh at Bharapur. The daily routine was reading of Dashbodh in the daytime and Kirtan at night. At noon, he offered food to Brahmins and performed arati in the evening. But all the while, Balakrishna was eagerly waiting to see Sri Swami to come as per his promise. The villagers contributed money for this celebration as requested by Balakrishna, and thus the Utsav continued for all 9 days at Bharapur. And on the ninth day, there was a surprise. At noon on that day, Sri Gajanan Maharaj appeared at the door of Balakrishna Bua, when he, along with other people, was offering worship to Sri Ram. People at the door asked Balakrishna to receive Sri Maharaj. He was happy to see Sri Gajanan Maharaj, but at the same time, he was eagerly awaiting Sri Ramdas Swami to come to his house as per his promise. He was certain that his word would not go waste. Sri Gajanan Maharaj started reciting slokas from Dashbodh. Hearing those lines, Balakrishna rushed to the door and saw Sri Gajanan Maharaj with his long arms and usual self, without any clothes on the body. He prostrated before him and looked up and saw Sri Ramdas Swami in the place of Sri Gajanan Maharaj. Balakrishna Bua was overwhelmed with the love and the affection of his benefactor for keeping up the promise, and his eyes were full of tears due to extreme happiness. A moment later, he appeared to him Sri Gajanan Maharaj in the place of Ramdas Swami, and he was disappointed at the disappearance of Sri Ramdas Swami. Again, Sri Swamiji appeared in the place of Sri Gajanan Maharaj. Thus, alternatively, Swamiji and Sri Gajanan Maharaj appeared before him like pictures of the cinema. He was confused and could not understand the mystery. Then Maharaj said, "Don't get confused. I am your Ramdas Swami. In the past, I was staying at Sajjangar, and now I reside at the garden at Shegaon. As per my promise given to you last year at Sajjangar, I have come to you. Don't have any doubts. I am Ramdas. Know the Atma only, and forget the covering of the body over it. Remember what is said in the Gita. Come on, offer me a pot to sit on." Sri Gajanan Maharaj got a hold of his hand and entered the house with him and sat on the pot. The news of the saint's arrival spread in Bharapur, and people started coming to get his glimpse. Balakrishna worshipped Sri Maharaj, but the whole day he was thinking of what Sri Maharaj had said. At night, Sri Ramdas appeared in the dream and said, "Sri Gajanan Maharaj is my incarnation, so do not have any doubt about it. Otherwise, it will entail your downfall. Your worship to him is your worship to me." On seeing the dream, Balakrishna most respectfully prostrated before Sri Gajanan Maharaj and said, "You have removed all my doubts by appearing in my dream. I am now fully satisfied with the celebration of Navami and feel very grateful to you. Now please do me a favor by staying with me for a few days." Thereupon Sri Gajanan Maharaj promised to come again after some days and went away. He returned to Shegaon in a moment and was not seen by anybody on the way. May this Gajanan Vijay Granth bring happiness to all people. That is what Das Ganu wishes. May good come to all. Shivam Bhavtu, here ends chapter 9. Swami Samasadgunath Sri Gajanan Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Gajanan.